So the question is, will people understand? Listen, I get it. I mean, we got a convicted felon as president.
Yes.
It's hard for me to.
Yes, say it. Yes.
And I know that who's been asking, are you going to pardon the January 6th folks? Actually, probably not. But I kind of feel like I look at the list of folks that who pardoned during the first term. He granted 237 acts of clemency, 143 pardons, and 94 commutations, including Michael Flynn, Roger Stone, Paul Manafort, Charles Kushner, Steve Bannon, George Papadopoulos, Alba Pirro, and Lil Wayne.
Everybody.
I forgot about Lil Wayne.
Yeah. And Lil Wayne. So it is a president's prerogative. People can say, why are you doing that? But that's what presidents do every time. They do it every time they pardon somebody. So I'm not sure why the pearl clutching is happening now, except that that's what folks want to do. But it seems kind of foolish. You kind of knew he was going to do it, given all that's happened, but maybe I'm just kooky.
So I see this one a little bit differently, and some of you know this, but I grew up with an immediate family member who was in and out of jail for addiction-related offenses when I was growing up, and now a decade later, clean, have their life together, serve their time, are still dealing with the consequences. Inability to vote at time, paying restitution, working to get your record expunged, not being able to be eligible for certain employment. Most Americans, if they face consequences for actions that they took, they're going to have to face them, and nobody powerful and politically connected is going to come sweep in and save them. And I think, this feeds the notion to a lot of this country that there's simply a different set of rules for folks in power. And when we sit here and we say a lot like, well, Donald Trump did X, Y, and Z, and how did he get elected? Because to a lot of this country, it just becomes noise. They think that if you commit crimes and somebody powerful and connected in D.C., right, left, center, Biden, Trump, you're going to be able to get away with it if you have someone on your side, and that's not how it is for everyday folks. Secondly, I take issue with lying about it. I wanted to ask him here when he came on The View, but the thought was he said so many times he wasn't going to pardon him. That, to me, is lying to the public. I felt bad for Karine Jean-Pierre that she repeatedly had to say that he wasn't going to pardon him. This is why people don't trust Washington. That's why they don't trust politicians. And I know a lot of us like Joe Biden, but I find it disappointing and bad for our institutions.
Well, look, I think sometimes, unfortunately, in this country, there are two sets of justice, right? I, too, have many family members convicted of felonies, related to marijuana. They haven't been able to get positions in certain places. They haven't even been able to get housing in certain places. When I applied to be a federal prosecutor, there was a checkbox. If you're a felon, explain the circumstances, and you were more than likely not to get that. Now, as Whoopi said, that we have a convicted felon in the White House, those questions should not be asked of anyone, anytime, anywhere.
Well,
that is the bottom line. That policy needs to be changed. The other thing is, Trump did escape responsibility for all his crimes. He's nominating Charles Kushner, who he pardoned, as you mentioned, as the ambassador to France. Do you know what a nice, cushy job that is that any felon would like? And, so please, with the hypocritical pearl clutching by this country, Eric Holder, I think, said it really well. No U.S. attorney would have charged this case given the underlying facts that have been investigated for 5 years. Less than, get this, 0.09% of people are prosecuted.
Biden and Hunter. We all know that Hunter was found guilty with a gun possession that he don't have documentation for it. And President Biden was saying that even he win or he doesn't win, he was going to make Biden to Hunter to pay for the crime that he has committed. Not because Hunter is fortunate to be his son. Hunter can live any type of life. He's going to set an example. Hunter is going to pay for any crime that Hunter committed. Because as a president, you have the power and the right to set whoever you want to set free, to give them that mercy. So they asked him that, was he going to use it on his son? He refused that. His son was not going to be part of it. His son was going to suffer for everything that he has committed. Along the way, he changed. He came and pardoned the son. And the whole people, especially the MAGA, everybody went and say, you see, he's not a man that can keep his word. A man that cannot keep his word, how can you think that he has not been lying to you people before? That's a president who is not trustworthy. A president will just say anything because of emotion, because he wants clouds chasing. And when the time reached for him to do that, he could not do it. And there's some people in the women views they say that's true. Why will he approve for something that he knows that he's incapable of doing it? Why will he not just let it go? So why did he did like that? So everybody will have their own opinion. People were saying their own type of different stuff. That it was not nice. If he knew that he was not going to set on that free, nobody put a gun on his head. He could have just did it even quietly. Not to come and make the noise. After all that noise, then there is nothing to show for. Basically, Whoopi said no. To her, basically, why Biden was going to do what he said he was going to do to the son. But see all what Trump is doing. Trump is free, setting a lot of people who fell on him, even making them advancing or that they have to work for their punishment. But Trump is setting them free and they are going free. Why will he not free his son? Why will he make his son, his only son, to come and suffer what they don't want to suffer? Because President Donald Trump is doing the opposite thing. He just set a lot of people free. He give them position. Those are people that is that. And before that, you cannot have vote because you're a felony. So President Donald Trump didn't care about this. You could not drive many things. So he tried to make the law to favor the black people. That's all what have been happening. So according to the women on the view, that's not a good gesture. And that's not a nice one. President Donald Trump really have to buckle himself on what he's doing. So Whoopi was saying that if you somebody like President Trump is not even qualified to come and stand as a president because of the too much crime that he has on his head, too much law that was here. But as a president, he has to call those lawyers to fight for him. Basically, what do you think about all this? And then, do you support that President Biden could have come and made his only son, Biden, to pay for the crime he's committed? Or do you think he did the right thing? Just let Biden free and give him support system rather than taking him, let Hunter free and glad giving him a support system rather than allowing him in jail. Why President Donald Trump is just setting people free? So that to him that would be foolishness. He's going to do that also. He's going to use his power to free his only child, not allow his only child in the life of President Donald Trump. Thank you very much for watching. If you are not subscribed, please subscribe and share this video. God bless you.